Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to change your cello strings. Now there's a few things to keep in mind which are important. The order that you go in is not so much important. I start with the A string because the A string tends to stretch the most. And so if I want to be able to play really soon, especially in a performance situation, then I'm going to start with the A string, and I always want to be able to play soon anyway. So I usually start with the A string, and then they stretch less as they go down. So the C string is ready to go sooner, but the A string will stretch for a little bit. Now, really important is that you change them one string at a time. Don't take all your strings off and then try to put them on at the same time. Remember, the bridge is only held on by pressure. The pressure of the strings against the instrument is what is holding the bridge there. And also the sound post. So if you take all of the strings off, you run the risk of your bridge moving. Well, your bridge will move, and then you may not know how to put it back. And also, your sound post will more than likely fall down, in which case you have to take it to a luthier because you can't set your sound post yourself. At least most people don't, unless you have a sound post setter. It's a special tool that you have to have. So change the strings one at a time, and I say start with the A string. All right, so let's here take off string. I'm going to unwind it slowly. And while I'm doing this, I have some other videos on the channel all about pegs and dealing with pegs and how you might wind a string onto the peg. And if you're curious what kind of strings I use, I'll put some links down in the description. For the A and D string, I like the Larson Soloist. All nice and sealed up because these strings are very expensive. Now, if you're familiar with stringed instruments, maybe you own a guitar or you've changed strings on another instrument. With cello strings, violins, all orchestral strings, we never cut the excess off. You use the whole string. That's really important, all right? Just the physics of the string. I learned that the hard way the first time I had a guitar and all the strings popped off. You have to get a certain number of windings around there, and there's even more tension on the string when it comes to the cello. I'm not even going to bother to put that in there because it always pops out. Well, every tailpiece is different. If you can put it in there and you think it will stay, you can put the ball at the end of the string goes inside your fine tuner down here, but it's probably going to fall out. I'm going to feed this through, okay? If you want to see this close up, again, even more, like I said, I have some other videos here on the channel about how to deal with a string that's popped out. It's the same concept whether it's a new string or an old string. It's easier with a new string because it's actually straight here. Yeah, it looks like it's popped out. So I've got that in there. There it is. Right, and it's not bunched up and it's not pressed up against the peg box. Actually, on the next string, on the D string, I'm going to get up close there and show you exactly what I'm talking about here with getting the string in the peg and not letting it get bunched up, but then also go in the right direction. Okay, there is something to that, and it is important. All right, so I'm going to show you here with the D string what I was talking about with winding it on the peg and making sure you get it on there nice and tight and close in on itself so it's not pressing against the peg box. Because if the string is pressing too much, what I mean by pressing against the peg box, if the string after it's wound on, okay, see these pegs are perfectly drilled here so that I can, A to this side, D to this side, and then G over here and C over here, so it's all nice and neat and nothing's bumping each other. But also you can see here where, see how the string's not touching this side over here, okay? Same with the C string. It's not pressed up here real tight on this side, and the A string's not pressed up here and all bunched up over here. Because what happens is all that tension is pressing on the string, and it's going to end up knocking the string loose and being hard to tune. All right, so you want the string nice and neat right where it is, okay, all wound up tight. I probably could have done a little bit better with the A string there. So I'm going to improve our job here with the D. So I'm going to insert this here. And what I want is I want it just barely through, because I remember I want to use the whole string. I wind the whole string on. And see, look right there. I'm making the string go right beside because I want it to go to this side, but be nice and snug so it's not against the peg box. Oh yeah, this one is perfect. Oops, we don't want to mess up. This is, I think, the hardest part of putting on strings is that keeping this tension here while you get the string. It's quite a little coordination the little dance of the string change here. That happens. Whoops. And now my string's all curly. If a string pops out like that, see the other videos on this channel. See, it happens to the best of us. See the other videos on this channel about how to get it back in there. But it's not, since it was freshly on there. See if I can make the magic happen again here. This time, all nice and neat in there. It really does matter. The A string, I said I could have done the A string better. It's fine. It's not bunched up and it's not pressed up against the peg box. It's not going anywhere. All right, now I'm gonna make sure, I'm checking down here in the tailpiece. Yes, I'm good to go down there. Quite on the bridge down here where I'm supposed to be. Okay. Now, if you're changing these strings and you're a beginner or you haven't played much, use a tuner. Make sure you get a tuner out. I've seen too many brand new strings break because people, these strings are very out of tune when you first put them on. All right, so get a tuner out. Make sure you don't break anything. Perfect string winding. There we go. I wonder if we could fix the A here. I'm gonna go ahead and tune, even though, it's gonna go out of tune. You can feel a little scary because it's so flat and you're moving it so much. Because I want them to be stretching. I don't want to have to pull on them, okay? I'd like them to be stretching while I'm changing them so that it's ready to play sooner. Here we go. G string. All right, so same procedure here. Get the string out. Just like I showed you with the D up close, I'm putting this string in here just barely enough to poke through the other side, and then I'm winding it right on top of itself toward the peg handle. And when the string is about, when the thread's almost past the nut here, okay, because this is what I did with the D string, and then I was doing the string changing dance here. Like I said, I think this is the most difficult part, is keeping this tension on here for just a moment while I wind that on. Oh yeah, that one was perfect. There we go. Even better. D. Wow, that's not even touching the side. I gotta show you that one up close. See the G in there? Right on top of itself. All right, wound all nice and neat, but also going toward the peg handle. Yeah, that's what we want. Way out of tune. Let my fine tuners out. It's going out of tune. All right, here we go. C string. Again, same thing. Even if it's not completely through the hole, it's just mostly through there, the tension's going to hold it on there. That's one of the other reasons we wind the entire string on there. Nice and neat. Well, almost let my thread. So thread is almost past the nut. So I'm going to go ahead, put this down there in the fine tuner. Since this is the thickest string, you really got to make sure it's right on top of itself. It's not bunched up against the peg box. Be very careful about tuning the C string because the bridge will break before the string will, okay? If you want to hear that story, go and see the tuning video. Now, if you've changed your strings and really unsure about how to tune, there is a video on this channel that goes from beginning to end, even if you're a complete beginner, about how to tune your cello, so please check that out. All right, so I just got to get it in tune. All right, that's it. That's how you change your strings. Make sure your fine tuners are out. Actually, I should have done that first, so that you have some room to move them, because they are going to stretch because you spend all this time tuning with the pegs. It might be possible, depends on the strings, to get them as they stretch, to get them with the fine tuners. All right, thanks for watching. If this was helpful to you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hope to see you back. Thanks again.